What's up everybody, welcome back to another video by TrunkFreshScreen34, and today we're going to be reviewing Craig Fäster, the Rusteze tent pickup truck from Cars 1. So yes, I'm reviewing a deluxe on the channel, which doesn't happen often. I reviewed Team 95 and 51 Mater a few months ago, but that was basically it, you know. Mattel doesn't really do a whole lot with the deluxe line, but Craig is one that I did need. So I am very, very excited to crack this guy open. Now, one thing I want to mention is just how massive the deluxe blisters are. Like, look at how huge that is compared to the new single blisters. Like, that's crazy. It's absurd. It's like they removed a bunch of the plastic from the singles and then added all of that plastic to the deluxes. It's crazy. Like, Craig does not need this much. You could easily do like a shaped blister form like you did with all the other cars this year, but they've chosen not to for some reason. But in any case, I just want to mention that because I thought it was funny, but let's get into the review. So of course, we have some nice art. Craig was originally released in 2016. That was his first release, and now he's back. From Thailand, of course. It says Deluxe, our first time looking at the Deluxe logo on the 2022 card this year. And then we have the Radiator Springs background, which doesn't really make sense given that Craig should be at the Racing Stadium background. And then on the back, as seen in Cars, something interesting I did want to note as well was that the font for the as seen in text is different on the deluxe than it is on the single. You can kind of see like this is thicker, it's a different font altogether versus that one. So it's very weird. But on the back we have Craig, Vans Scan Lane, and Red. So yeah, there's no like new deluxes this year. They're all re-releases, which is pretty disappointing, but they did re-release several that haven't been out in a few years, like Craig, Cars 1 Mac. Those haven't come out for about 6 years, I believe. And then Marco and Barney Stormin, which haven't been out since like 2010. So, the re-releases, not bad. But no new releases, that's pretty disappointing. And of course, I believe it is pronounced Fäster, because it's got that like accent on the A. So it's not Craig Fäster, it's Craig Fäster. But yeah, let's get this guy out of his massive package. Jeez. I'm gonna have to do this off camera because the package is so big it'll just knock my phone out. One thing I don't like about the new packages this year is it's so difficult to get the blister off the card. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because like I like to preserve my cards, or at least some of them, but I got that one off pretty good. Alright. Here he is. Take the little tray. Like, look at how big that is. That's crazy. Anyways, here he is out of his gargantuan plastic home. And yeah, honestly, I wasn't really like that excited to get this guy. It was just more of like a, yeah, I don't have him, I'll pick him up kind of thing. But he actually looks really, really cool. So he's got this really nice, happy expression, and whoa, he like, look at that, the way the wheels move there, that's really interesting. He can lean. That is weird. Oh, that's so not Cars-like at all. Like, that is so weird. I don't know if the original release does that or not, but that is just, that's kind of crazy. But he looks really cool. He's got this really unique grille, and wow, it's even textured. Like, you can feel the texture there. That's so cool. He's got, I don't know what his like original color's supposed to be. I'm assuming white, but all of these like brown spots are like rust detailing, which is super cool. Lift it up so you can see, but he's got all sorts of rust happening on the hood, around his mouth. That's probably pretty uncomfortable. That's probably the equivalent of like getting like a cold sore on your mouth, or having, I guess even maybe just like dry skin on your face. Like that can't be comfortable for him. And then you can see the rust extends over the fender there, which massive, because he's basically like a monster truck almost. Just the exposed wheels coming out there. And then again we can see more rust. The rust itself is not textured, which is a little lame, but that would be a lot of texture to do, so not a huge loss. He's got these big bulky mirrors as well, which is really interesting. And something I've never thought about, but I'm just now noticing, is how does he see out of them? Because his eyes are up here, but the mirror's back here, so... yeah, that doesn't really help him much, does it? That's weird. He got his door handle there with the clear or opaque windows. And then you can see the rust again continuing on the back portion of it, which is cool. And you can see... look at that. That's just so unnatural. Yeah, it goes all the way around. Then on the back we have more spots and red taillights and his license plate, which, if I can focus, I think that's AH4RE? Yeah, AH4RE. That's very specific. I don't know if that means anything, but yeah. And then in the back we have his flatbed, which is looking pretty brown. Not sure if that's rust or just faded coloring, I'm not sure. Oh, and you can, this is interesting, you can see like a line of rust, kind of going faintly around the bed as well. That's cool. And yeah, of course it's Thailand, so you have these segmented eyes, which actually kind of blend in nicely on this a little bit. Not really, but kind of. And you can see the rust just continues up, like it basically outlines his eyes, like it goes around the eyes, dude. That's just crazy. That can't be enjoyable for him. Like, and like I'm just now noticing too, like the fact that like the light is brown, is that rust too? This is just one rusty truck. Like I know Mater is all brown because he's all rusty, but like I don't know. I don't really think too much about it because it doesn't look rusty. It just looks like he's painted brown. Whereas this is like, yeah, it's plain. And like, this is interesting. I keep going back to this, but you tilt him and his wheels like split like that. That's so crazy. This must be where the budget went for the deluxe line this year, was making this guy have like fancy wheels. And on the back, made in Thailand, made in the 10th week of, I think R is 2022, right? Because, right? NOPQR. I don't remember what letter they used last year. It was P, right? I don't know. I think that's 10th week of 2022. I think. But, yeah, you can see his wheels have treads, of course, which is cool. And you can feel them. They are textured. And yeah, that is Craig. And since I did mention him, I will compare him to our other rusty truck friend here. And I think the Thailand Mater does actually a better job of detail, but this is just a Mater I have on hand. But yeah, like the rust on Mater, for the most part, just looks like it could be part of his paint job, like it could be deliberate. I know in the movie it doesn't look like that, but on this diecast it does. Whereas Craig, it's so noticeable, and it's gotta be so painful, but he's smiling, he's happy. He likes seeing Lightning McQueen at the end of his races, when he goes to the Rusty's tent in the movie. But yeah, that I think is gonna wrap it up. I don't really know what else to say about him, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this review on Craig Fäster. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on him, and what are your thoughts on the deluxe line as a whole this year, because like I said, no new releases, but a few notable re-releases, so I guess it's not all bad. Hopefully, I'm hoping Cars on the Road kind of forces their hand a little, and they kind of have to make new deluxes next year, because there are some, like, monster truck looking characters which would have to be deluxes, so I don't think the deluxe line is quite done with new stuff just yet. But for this year, for some reason, they just decided not to do any. Yeah, Craig is a really good re-release, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.